We are going to explore a path that recently opened up in Port Charles, one that might just change everything we thought we knew about the current landscape. Something about that moment stayed with me. When Serena Baldwin recently stepped back into Port Charles, played by the incredibly talented Kelly Kruger, it was framed as a simple business maneuver. She arrived to help her adopted mother, Lucy Coe, handle a fierce power struggle at Deception against Brooklyn Quartermaine and Tracy Quartermaine. On the surface, it makes perfect sense. Lucy is embattled, the corporate stakes are high, and bringing in a trusted family member to secure her position is a classic daytime strategy. But as I watched Serena step into the fray, I couldn't stop thinking about it. There was a certain weight to her presence, a subtle intensity that felt far too grand for a mere boardroom squabble over cosmetic shares. It was as if she was looking past the immediate drama, her eyes fixed on a horizon that none of the other characters could see. At first, it didn't seem important. New arrivals and returning characters always bring a burst of energy to the canvas. But then, my mind wandered to a real-life connection that is impossible to ignore. As many of you know, Kelly Kruger and Kelly Monaco share a deep, well-documented friendship off-screen. It is a beautiful bond that has lasted for years. And yet, the timing of this casting choice feels incredibly poignant. Kelly Monaco's beloved character, Sam McCall, was tragically written off the canvas in 2024, leaving a massive void in the hearts of the audience and the fabric of the show. Now, her dear friend steps into a prominent role in the very same town. I keep coming back to this real-life parallel, wondering if it is merely a lovely coincidence, or if the writers are planting the seeds for something far more profound. Something feels unfinished. The finality of Sam McCall's death in 2024 never quite settled right in the atmosphere of Port Charles. In a town where resurrections are practically a local pastime, the abrupt end of such a monumental character left a lingering sense of unease. There were always whispers, always doubts, always that quiet hope that the door wasn't entirely closed. And now, with Serena Baldwin back in the picture, I find myself following a very specific thread. I am not looking at the corporate documents she is reviewing for Deception, nor am I focusing on her verbal sparring matches with Tracy Quartermaine. Instead, I am looking at the quiet moment. I am looking at the way Serena operates when the spotlight isn't directly on her. The more I think about it, the more I realize that Serena's involvement at Deception might be nothing more than a brilliantly constructed cover story. Think about it. If you were carrying a secret so massive, so dangerous, that it could upend the lives of everyone in town, you would need a bulletproof reason to be in Port Charles. You would need a loud, public distraction to keep the wrong eyes off your true mission. A corporate war at a major cosmetics company is the perfect camouflage. It gives Serena a reason to hold secret meetings, to travel unexpectedly, and to be deeply entrenched in the daily gossip of the town without anyone questioning her underlying motive. This brings us to the shadow beneath the story. What if Serena Baldwin didn't just come home to look at profit margin? What if, during her time away, she stumbled across a ghost? I am talking about a secret that has been buried deep beneath layers of deception and power. The possibility that Sam McCall is not dead. Instead of passing away as the world was led to believe, what if Sam has been held captive this entire time? Imagine a hidden facility far removed from the familiar docks of Port Charles, where a powerful, unseen entity has been keeping her locked away. This wouldn't be a random kidnapping. This would be a highly orchestrated erasure of a human being, designed to make everyone she loves give up looking for her. Maybe there's another layer here. If Sam is alive, she wouldn't just sit quietly in the dark. She is an investigator, a survivor, a woman who has fought her way out of impossible situations before. She would find a way to reach out. She would look for a vulnerability in her captor's security, a digital loophole, a fleeting moment to send a distress signal into the void. And what if Serena Baldwin was the one who caught that signal? It doesn't seem accidental that a woman with Serena's resources and intellect would suddenly drop everything to return to a town she hasn't lived in for years. Perhaps Serena has been quietly tracking these digital breadcrumbs, engaging in brief, terrifyingly dangerous communications with Sam. These hypothetical communications would be incredibly fragile. A few seconds of static-filled audio, a heavily encrypted text, a single coordinate dropped into a secure server before the connection is violently severed. Serena would know that whoever took Sam is powerful enough to fake a death and fool the authorities, which means they are powerful enough to eliminate anyone who gets too close to the truth. Serena is smart. She knows she does not have the tactical resources, the firepower, or the underworld connections to mount a rescue mission on her own. She is holding a ticking time bomb of a secret, and she needs an ally who is capable of walking into hell and coming back out alive. What if we're missing something right in front of us? If there is one person in Port Charles who would tear the sky open to find Sam McCall, it is Jason Morgan. Jason has just made his highly anticipated return to town, and the narrative surrounding him has been deeply focused on Shane. He has returned from his own grueling captivity with the WSB, and the experience has fundamentally altered him. He is stepping away from Sonny Corinthos' mob organization. He is prioritizing his son, Danny Morgan. He is desperately trying to build a quiet, safe life, leaving the violence and the shadows behind. He wants to be a father, not an enforcer. But I can't shake the feeling that this newfound peace is exactly what makes the potential revelation so devastatingly dramatic. Imagine the scene. Serena Baldwin, operating under the guise of deception business, quietly orchestrating a private meeting with Jason Morgan. Jason, perhaps reluctant, expecting a conversation about corporate security or a favor for Lucy. Instead, Serena slides a piece of undeniable evidence across the table. A piece of jewelry only Sam would wear. A voice recording containing a phrase only Sam and Jason would understand. In that single, breathless moment, the quiet life Jason has been trying to build for Danny would shatter. It's possible that Serena has been watching Jason since he got back, waiting for the right moment to approach him. She would know that bringing this to the police, bringing this to Anna Devane or Harrison Chase, would trigger official protocols that might spook Sam's captors and result in her immediate execution. This requires a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. It requires a ghost. It requires the legendary enforcer who operates outside the boundaries of the law. If Serena brings this to Jason, she isn't just asking for help. She is unleashing a force of nature. Jason would not hesitate. He wouldn't care about the risk, the enemies, or the odds. The mission to save Sam would instantly become the singular focus of his existence. As we look at the current canvas, the tension is quietly growing. We see Jason spending quality time with Danny at the Quartermain boathouse, explaining his past and promising a stable future. We see Serena smiling in the deception offices, trading barbs with Tracy and Brooklyn. But beneath these ordinary interactions, there is a vibrating undercurrent of suspense. If this theory holds true, every smile Serena fakes is masking the sheer terror of knowing she is being watched. Every peaceful moment Jason enjoys with his son is a fragile illusion, completely unaware that the woman he loved is out there in the dark, waiting for him to find her. The conspiracy required to fake Sam's death and hold her captive would have to be massive. We are talking about an organization with deep pockets, political influence, and absolute ruthlessness. Could it be a rogue faction of the WSB, much like the one Ross Cullum was operating? Could it be a completely new threat, perhaps connected to the mysterious new businessman, Hudson, who just arrived in town looking for someone specific? The pieces are scattered across the board, and Serena is currently the only one trying to put them together. She is walking a razor-thin wire, trying to gather enough actionable intelligence to give Jason a fighting chance before the captors realize their secret has been compromised. I keep wondering whether the writers are intentionally leaving these spaces blank, allowing the emotional resonance of the actors' real-life connections to bleed into the narrative. Kelly Kruger stepping into Port Charles just as the town is settling into a new rhythm feels like a deliberate placement. She isn't just a recast. She is a potential catalyst. If she is indeed the bridge to Sam McCall, it transforms her character from a corporate supporting player into the emotional fulcrum of the entire show. She would be the one holding the key to unlocking a story of survival, enduring love, and relentless determination. Yet, this remains an unfinished story. We are walking down a long, dimly lit hallway, and we can only see the faint outlines of the doors ahead of us. We don't have official confirmation. We don't have a signed contract or a press release announcing a miraculous resurrection. All we have are the subtle shifts in the atmosphere, the lingering glances, and the undeniable feeling that the book on Sam McCall was closed far too abruptly. We watched Serena Baldwin navigate the bright lights of deception, and we watched Jason Morgan try to navigate the unfamiliar waters of a peaceful life. But beneath it all, the shadows are shifting. Something is waiting to be discovered, and we are just going to have to keep watching the dark corners to see what finally steps into the light.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.